What's up, YouTube? I need to apologize that I've been gone for a little longer than I wanted to. I want to make sure that I'm documenting this prep appropriately. I'm sharing information about my guys and stuff like that. I recorded a while ago about a lift that I did with my boy Caleb and my boy Michael, who are both in prep. Went and trained with them, got to see them in person. They're currently like 1.5 weeks out, or a little less than 1.5 weeks out. Really excited, honestly, about both of them, getting them up on stage, seeing what they can do. Both of them are going to be at the Alabama Open, but I am officially, I guess, like a little less than 2.5 weeks out. It'll be 2 weeks out on Saturday. Today's Thursday. Definitely an point in this prep where fatigue is definitely a lot higher. Part of that for the sake that we pulled caffeine, pulled all of our seasoning, salt, stuff like that. Had a huge weight drop from it literally in one day. I dropped 5 pounds, went from like 196.4 to 191 even. Happy to see it. A lot more details coming in, but still got to keep pushing, got to keep trucking, especially for the goal that we have set ahead. I mean, it's just part of the process. I enjoy the process. I know it's meant to come. This is our best package today that we're bringing to the stage. So currently on our way over to fuel, gonna hit some legs, changing my volume a little bit just for the sake of how fatigue has been, like especially on Tuesday. Tuesday was my last workout. Wednesday's one of my rest days. Last training day was on Tuesday because Wednesday's one of my rest days. But even on that day, because Monday was my first day, or Tuesday was my first day with all the changes and everything that were put in, the salt, seasonings, caffeine, pre-workout, all that taken out, my strength significantly tanked. Like, or not significantly, I was probably like a rep or two shy on like everything that I was able to hit the previous week. But we've definitely hit the point where we're hitting a plateau. So now that we're going into legs, I don't want to do anything to really mess myself up. So I'm changing my workout volume a little bit. Instead of hitting like my typical like top set, back off set, I'm gonna try and just maintain everything with like 2 working sets. Still want to push these pretty close to failure. Some sets I might try and save it towards like 1 or 2 reps in reserve, just for the sake that I don't want to kill myself. I don't want to tear anything. I don't want to do anything stupid. I want to keep my head level with everything that I'm trying to do. But at the same time, want to get as much stimulus out of this as we can. Got 90 carbs in our system. Those 90 carbs are doing us fairly well, at least through like the beginning of the day. Been doing all my cardio fasted, and even with that change in on Tuesday, like that hit way harder. Feels more daunting. It just feels longer. I feel every second of doing Stairmaster, and it sucks. I hate it. But I refuse to go back to the treadmill unless I'm getting steps in. I wish we had like an elliptical or something like that, but we don't. But I know it's in the works. If we have an elliptical, I will be going back and forth between stairs and elliptical, or doing like half and half or something like that. Whatever. Try and get a juicy leg stimulus, I guess. I feel like there's not going to be much of a pump. We got 2 meals in. Got my 3rd meal of the day and then my pre-workout meal of the day, just with how it lines up in my actual program. But yeah, I mean, that's just part of this thing, is like understanding at the end of the day, whenever it comes to bodybuilding, like the fatigue is part of it. The fatigue management is part of it. You have to be able to juggle those things. You have to know that your energy is going to tank and still be able to show up day after day and be able to do the damn thing. Because a lot of people want to do this sport. A lot of people want to get on stage looking at their best, but you can tell, I'm not going to speak for the pros, but like at the amateur level, you can tell that like those people didn't push themselves hard enough and they still decided to get on stage. And I refuse for that to be me. I want to push this for a long time to where I'm getting successful, where I can grow my physique, where I can become a pro one day. And it's part of that process. Documenting everything that I go through, even at the amateur level, showing that I can do everything I can to put the mass on, to put the work in, put my money where my mouth is, to show that I'm more than just talk. That the people that have set out before me, that doubt me with everything that I do for this sport, for chasing it, they just think that I'm a wannabe bodybuilder. They just think I'm a wannabe bodybuilder and like I'll never be anything in this sport. There's a part of me that still pushes to try and disprove them. But at the end of the day, the only person I'm trying to disprove is the part of me that doubts myself, that lets their words get to me. And you have to get to a point where you can't let those people's words get to you. You have to push them to a side, because they're not the ones putting the work in. They're not the ones that see you day in and day out. For me, that's my wife. She sees me every single day in everything that I do. She's even said to me, like, I'm somewhat of a shell of a person of who I used to be before I was in prep. And I warned her about that. She was aware. But, like, I'm a robot. Because I need to be a robot. So, I guess a message to all of you out there that are potentially watching this, who want to get on stage one day, if this is something you're truthfully passionate about, or even if you're just doing it as a hobby, put your everything into it. Don't half-ass it. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be more proud of everything you did to work your ass off to get as conditioned as you can, get as big as you can, to get the best placing that you can. Instead of like, okay, your coach or yourself decided to only give yourself 40 minutes of cardio 4 days a week, and you only did 30 minutes of it each day, or something like that. It's like, there's no shortcuts to getting on stage. You're either a bodybuilder or you're a wannabe. And I refuse to be a wannabe. I'm really proud of the work that I've been able to put in. I'm really proud of everything that I've been able to do so far. And I've got 2 weeks to show that. Got 2 weeks to show that I've worked my fucking ass off to get up on stage. And I got another 8 weeks after that to try and improve that package. I love this shit so much. And it's hard having people around me that don't understand what it takes or why I do what I do. Like, that part sucks, especially when they're people that are close to me. But at the same time, I'm very grateful for the support system I do have around that too. It's like, even though they don't understand, they don't recognize the sport, they don't really know everything that goes into it, they still push me to do my best. And today, my best is literally showing up to the gym and smashing some legs. Got about a few more minutes till we get there to the gym. I'll see you guys in a little bit. On top of everything else that we're trying to do, I also want to make sure that I'm starting off with my cardio. Especially as my energy levels are getting lower and lower, I need to make sure that I'm on top of hitting all my steps and everything for today. Especially just for how tight my legs are, making sure that I'm stretching before my workout, stuff like that. But getting about 10 minutes in worth of steps. Not really trying to get my heart rate too high, but really just trying to get the blood flowing a little bit. We're going to go over and do some dynamic stretching. Don't like focusing in on the static stuff until like after the workout. Just really want to make sure everything's nice and loose before we go in today. Got 10,000 steps that I've got to get a day. Honestly, I'm curious where I'm sitting at the moment. At 4,671 for the day. Obviously, it's about to jump up. At this pace, usually every 10 minutes is about 1,000 steps. Got it set at a 2.4 walk-in speed at the moment. Really hoping this mic isn't getting too much of the background. I don't really know what it sounds like. I'll check it in a second. But going back off the tangent that I was talking about earlier in the car, you really just got to do everything that you can if you want to be successful in this sport. And that even comes down to the steps, like getting your steps in. You have 10K that's allotted to you a day, get your 10K steps in. If that's separate from the cardio that you're actually supposed to be hitting, make sure you separate that and calculate that. For me, usually by the end of the day, I'm hitting around 14,000 to 15,000 steps, 10,000 of that being my actual cardio time. And the other 4,000 to 5,000 is whenever I'm on my Stairmaster. Really just depends on the level that I have to set it at. Did 50 minutes of my cardio today. Did about 1,500 steps during that time. Thankfully, was able to get my heart rate up and didn't have to pump any crazy levels on that in order to get my heart rate up where I needed it to be. Kept it around a 3 power for that time, or 3 level for that time. So thankfully steps were a lot lower. Was able to get in 20 minutes worth of steps in after the fact. Getting this last little bit in before we start working out. Still have 20 minutes worth of cardio that I'll be doing after the lift. Then I'll probably get like another 20 minutes worth of steps in after I finish my cardio. So I know by the time I get home for the day, I'm not going to want to walk around. I'm not going to want to do a lot of extra stuff. I'll probably go to the grocery store after I'm done because my wife wants me to pick up some cream of rice because my flavor gang hasn't shown up yet. Use code EPF, save at checkout. Best bowl of gains cream of rice on the market. Literally, we're getting them set up here in Fuel Fortress, which I'm so stoked about. I was able to get that worked out with Ross. And then the owner here, Matt, I get to be the middleman for that. So that's kind of cool. I'm telling you, if you're tired of the orange box, and you're looking to actually elevate like your pre-workout, your breakfast, or just your other carb sourcing in general throughout the day, get some Bowl of Gains, try their sauces out, use code EPF. It's great. Nice little shameless plug. Yeah, just gonna finish a couple more minutes here. See you stretching. Now let's get working out. Also, probably one of my least favorite things that I like to do whenever I'm working out. Part of this is on me, is just for the sake of, I have my wedding ring and I hate having to take it off. I haven't gotten a silicone ring or anything like that yet, and that's entirely on me. Take it off, put it in the gym bag, write down the workout that we're doing for today. So, gonna base this around the movements that I've been doing for my normal leg day. Not planning on pushing this any crazier or anything like that. Always going to the top. Like keeping my log more physical. I used to keep it digital. I feel like I have more accurate progressions from week to week because I'll go in, write down exactly what day I'm doing, leg day, write down what day I'm doing it, or like what gym I'm doing it at. So today we're at Fuel Fortress. And then we go in, it's August 13th. Tomorrow's my brother's birthday. He's actually moving to Pennsylvania to go do a bunch of shit for Claire, the audio engineering people. There's like, I think it's like 50,000 applicants, and he's one of the few that actually got accepted. So super stoked for him. Plus it's his birthday, but he's leaving literally on his birthday, which is unfortunate. But we got to celebrate that the other night. I feel really bad. Like that's another thing is like, I've talked to before, but like family's a priority for me. I want to be there for family when I can. Being this far into prep, being this close to a show, like I had no energy. Like I showed up, I had 2 meals that were left for the night, and I was able to eat both those meals while I was there. But like I'm surrounded by pizza, buffalo chicken dip, cheese dip, chips, like the typical birthday stuff that my mom likes to make for us for our birthday because one, we love it, and it's just kind of tradition at this point. All of it smelled so good, and I just had to sit there and smell it because smells are free. But I could just feel myself salivating. It was insane. But yeah, back to the workout. Started with adductors. Just gonna aim for 2 sets of 12 to 15 here. Been doing that lately. Might bring down the second back off set, or the second working set, for the sake that I've been maxing the machine out. Probably max it out for the first set, then probably bring the weight down a little bit for the second set so I can hit that total 15. Lying hamstring curl. I know this one's gonna suffer for sure, because I've been doing that in ranges of 14 to 17, but even last week that was definitely a struggle for the second, so I'm going to bring those down to 12 to 15, see how those feel. Then instead of a normal leg press, I have my hip press that we'll be going into. Whenever it goes into these bigger compound movements, I've been going 10 to 12, 12 to 15. Again, just going to stay 12 to 15 on these, bring the weight down, focus more on the control side of it, connecting with the actual muscles themselves instead of just pushing heavy as shit. And I feel like that's one thing I've really prided myself on this off-season and this prep is focusing more on the control side of it instead of just going heavy as hell. Like actually able to suppress my powerlifting or just ego in general to like make sure I'm not overdoing the weight, I'm keeping my form in check, and I'm actually pushing the weight how I need to in order to grow, which has been huge. After that, we've got hack squat. I really like the Arsenal one here because you can change the angle of it. I've been working at it with a 35-degree angle. So 35-degree hack squat, 2 sets of 12 to 15. We'll see how that feels because I was able to get 6.5 last week. probably just work at it like 5.25 for the first, and then 5 for the second set. We'll see how that feels. Then we'll just go glute thrusts. So we're getting enough quad activation through those two movements. Normally I have quad extensions, but not looking to absolutely destroy myself. I want to make sure I can actually recover through the week, because recovery's definitely been coming down. And then I always need calves, so I'll do calves. We are going to keep these a little higher. We're going to go for 4 sets, 4 by 12 to 15 on this. But yeah, that'll be our leg day. Not all written down. I know what weights roughly I'm going to be doing for everything, but I guess we're going to get started now. Pro tip, treat all of your warm-up sets like it's your working set. Same execution, same holds, same negatives, whatever that really looks like. It will translate into your working sets, your top set, your back off, whatever that really looks like. I can't stress that enough, because I see so many people warming up for their stuff and they'll just like let the weight fly. Treat it like it's a working set. It'll help you connect with the muscle better. It'll help you connect with the muscle better. It'll help you connect with the muscle better, help you stretch, warm it up better. And whenever you actually get to the working sets, it'll just feel better in general. So do it. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, did a couple warm-up sets, even them like 6 to 8 reps. We got 2 working sets. First one, feeling pretty good still, so we're gonna max it out, 205. See what that feels like. That's usually pretty easy. Not easy. I had to force myself those last 2. We're gonna bring that weight down. I'm also super grateful that they usually either have like Justice League, Batman, Superman, all the animated series, or they'll have bodybuilders. And right now they got C-Bum playing on the screen for some motivation. I definitely need it. Going into our hamstring movement, or at least first one of the day, really priming it up, getting them ready before we go into our hip press. I like trying to focus in with these with 3 count eccentrics. On the first set, I'll usually try and aim to get like a 1 count pause up at the top of the contraction. I'm focusing in on that 3 count eccentric through the negative. Count it up here. Honestly, I wish I had like a stopwatch or something. I could count those seconds, be more accurate towards it, but it is what it is. Right now, feeling pretty good on this. Still going to keep it on the 12 to 15 range instead of that 14 to 17 that I normally work in. Especially just for seeing like how the adductors move. Normally that's super easy on that first set. And then I can match that maxed out weight of the 205 at like 14 to 15 reps. Usually not as easy as the first set. But with all of these like primer movements, resting about 2 minutes between each. So we get into the compounds with the hip press, hack squat, and then the glute thrust. Probably going to take about 3 minutes between each set that we're actually working in, just to give us a little more time to recover. And since we're working more of the leg instead of the isolated pathways of like the adductors and the hamstrings, then we'll finish off with some calves. Obviously I already said that, whatever. But yeah, that's kind of how I structure my rest times a little bit.
I don't know if you could really see, but I was trying to show the whole weight stack. Another thing that I try to do whenever I'm doing these is anything that's plate loaded, keep the tension in the target area that you're shooting for. So for me, to keep that tension, you don't let the plates touch. You don't let it bottom out. Let your legs control it all the way down right before those plates touch, and then boom, pull it right back up. I'm telling you, it is a world of a difference, especially whenever you apply that to your own workouts. I've seen more growth that way. It's more time under tension. There's no brief intermittent, just like rest by letting the plates touch and shit like that. But again, didn't move as well as I wanted it to. Bringing the weight down. This is like the only machine for some reason in this entire gym that it's weighted in kilograms. So I did the first set at 92.5 kilograms. Put the conversion there. It's like 205-ish. But bringing it down to 80.2 or 82.5 kilograms for the second set. I've enjoyed going with the hip press more than just a normal leg press. I feel like I can keep myself grounded more. I already struggle with like lower back issues just from back whenever I was powerlifting. Like my tailbone, most people theirs goes like this. Mine's like this. It just goes out further than it should. So on like normal leg press, it's kind of harder to get engaged, locked in, stuff like that. The hip press here, specifically this brand, I think it's the Pendulum brand or something. I can just stay locked in with how the handles and everything are set up. I can hold in, keep my butt down, get the stretch that I need. I'm always going to recommend whenever you set this up, go shoulder width apart with your feet, and then jiggle your feet out maybe like 10 to 15 degrees, and then allow your knees to go in the direction of your toes up towards your shoulders. Get a much deeper stretch, much better contraction. Feels a lot better. It engages my glutes and my hamstrings a lot more too, while also getting the focus that I need in my quads. We're going to stay here at 5 plates and a quarter on each side. Go for 12 to 15. This moves as good as I'm hoping it does. I might go up like 10 more pounds each side, so 20 pounds total. And then we'll match that for another set of like 12 to 15. If not, might stay here, might drop now 8 down. This is moving honestly better than the other 2 movements. I was thinking I was probably going to cap out at like 5 plates. Definitely bringing the weight down. I like to use a band on the hack squat. Got knee issues from being in drum corps years ago. Part of that from marching the quad drums. Part of it from a stupid injury that I had my sophomore year of high school. But because of that, my left knee is really janky. I just want to make sure everything moves well. So using the band kind of helps take a little bit of the tension out of the bottom end, helps to push out of it, but it loads the quads appropriately as you come up. Just brings out just enough tension to help minimize risk of injury, stuff like that. So I'm using it. But there's another trick that I use as well whenever I go into these. Be right back. You might call it cheating. I call it working smarter, not harder. But foam roller. Kind of going back to what I was talking about on the hip press, I've got my lower back issues. And because I have my lower back issues, whenever I just load the hack squat normally, putting it on my shoulders, all that weight makes it a little harder to move. Feels like it's compressing my spine, squeezing on my lower vertebrae in not a really fun way. Obviously, part of that can be worked around by wearing like a weightlifting belt and stuff like that, but I don't feel like I'm going heavy enough to necessarily need that. But using the foam roller with what I do, put it up where the shoulder pads are. Still an aspect of my shoulders is going to be under the shoulder pads when here. I'll still grab it just the same. But with setting it up this way, it shifts the weight load into my hips instead of it being through my spine itself. Just feels a lot more comfortable. And push more weight, keep it more controlled, control my breath a little better as well. But just 3 plates, making sure to see how it feels. Let's go. It feels good. We'll go 5. Got roped into posing someone. I think I'm going to skip the glute thrusts. I'm so exhausted right now. Just go straight to calves after this, because also my glutes just feel toast from this and the last thing. That's the thing that I like about compound movements, from like hack squat to hip press and stuff like that. It's like, sure, predominant mover in that is going to be the quads, but feeling a lot of activation right now through my glutes and through my hamstrings in these. So at least as of right now, I'm going to pull glute thrusts out. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna be a bitch. We'll do glute thrusts. Okay. Back off set. Stop it there. I was not going to get those last two. Whew. Good enough. I'm actually going to take it as a sign from God not to do glutes. Every glute variation in the shim is taken right now. So, I mean, that's how I treat stairs. It's basically a glute exercise. Push through the heel, squeeze the hamstring, squeeze the glute. My glutes have been toasted for the past several days. I mean, honestly, they've been toast since I switched to doing stairs for my cardio. And I still have 20 minutes of cardio I got to do. And get another 20, 30 minutes worth of steps in after that. And then we'll go home after we go to the grocery store. Eat a cream of rice. Oh, I'm sweaty. Also, I hate the Nautilus calf raise. They should put like traction slips where the feet are supposed to go because my feet just slip and it sucks. Feeling flat as a doornail, but that's a wrap on leg day. Might see you guys in a little bit whenever I get to the grocery store, but that's a wrap on leg day. Kind of hoping you guys could see my legs in the mirror. I'm gonna get some shots in the posing room. Gonna get some shots over here in my actual posing trunks. Might throw those in here at the end if they do. Right there. But I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna shoot my next posing video. My cheekbones are fucking shallow. Goodness, I need to shave. I have a posing education video that I gotta do. Gotta work on the side chest video that was supposed to upload last week, but I'm gonna try and get that done today so it goes up next week. Until then, see you guys next week, because next week it's gonna be peak week for my guys. We're gonna be down in Alabama. I'm gonna get that whole thing recorded, gonna get some interviews with them. I think it's gonna be sick. I'm really excited about it. See you guys then.